The Savior's life on earth was not an easy one, but he never grew tired of working to save lost people. Hello and welcome back to GSDAC Sabbath School Summary. We're already in quarter 3, lesson number 2 entitled A Day in the Ministry of Jesus. The key text found in Mark chapter 1, verse 17. Then Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." This week, we look at Mark chapter 1, verse 16 until 45 to learn lessons from the ministry activities of Jesus, particularly on the Sabbath. The Sabbath with Jesus at the beginning of Mark gives the reader a sense of who Jesus is. Point number 1, verse taken from Mark chapter 1, verse 16 until 20, talks about Jesus calling Simon Peter, Andrew, James, and John his brother. They are all fishermen, and there is no mention which we may suggest that these men are not well off financially. In Mark chapter 1, verse 20, Jesus calls to his disciples both those with fewer and those with more resources. For example, James and his brother John have more resources, such as boat, hired servants, and so on, compared to Simon and Andrew. What matters is their response to Jesus' calling, as we know in Mark chapter 1, verse 18, says that they straightforwardly forsook their net and followed Jesus. We may want to contemplate what we need to give up to follow Jesus 100%. Point number 2, Mark chapter 1, verse 21 until 28. Evil is present from the beginning of the ministry of Jesus. Indeed, the first miracle of Jesus recorded in the Gospel of Mark was to cast an evil spirit out of a man in the synagogue of Capernaum. Jesus always overcame the demons. Jesus cast the demons out of their human hosts, regardless of how many unclean spirits inhabited in the life of the demon-possessed man. The demon may protest, but they cannot prevent the sovereignty of God from spreading rapidly through the liberating power of the word of Jesus. Satan is designated as a defeated enemy. Point number 3, from Mark chapter 1, verse 29 until 34. When Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law, he took her by the hand and raised her up. She immediately begins to provide for their needs. We know the story. What a powerful example of the principle that those who have been saved and healed by Jesus will minister to others as a result. Point number 4, throughout the gospel, we meet Jesus as a man of prayer. This appears to be one of the key secrets in the power of Jesus' ministry. Mark also underlines Jesus' ministry as revolving around a life of prayer. Although Jesus' everyday life was filled with many activities, he was often surrounded by the crowd, but communion with his Father was not an option under any circumstance. And last point, Mark chapter 1, verse 40 until 45, Jesus has more power than the demons. Jesus has compassion for sick people and helps them, touching them when perhaps no one else would. Mark shows that the people associate Jesus' teaching with authority, an authority that is visibly associated with actions. In other words, the authority of Jesus implies exousia, that is both knowledge and power. We also can learn how to find wisdom in sharing about our faith at the right time. Because it's not always Jesus told people to share about his work. You remember when Jesus said to the man who was a leper to say nothing about healing that Jesus gave. This is why we need wisdom despite of our good motives. I would like to close with these quotes taken from the book Steps to Christ, page 77. It says, "The Savior's life on earth was not an easy one, but he never grew tired of working to save lost people. He lived an unselfish life from his birth until his death. He did not try to be free from hard work and tiring journeys. He said that the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life to redeem many people. As his followers, may we follow Jesus' path in serving others and sharing the gospel, the good news to everyone around us. Thank you, and God bless.